I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Ready? Here we go. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3.
We are.
Cheers for Uvalde High. Send all the praises up to the sky. Send that football down the field. Don't let a Billy interfere. We never stagger, we never fall. We always get there with that football. All you kids from UHS, we're all out to win this game.
You know, Willie, I was looking Friday night, and there's more people that know that song than we think.
We gave
Most of the student body, I saw them singing.
Good.
I could see lips moving, and if they weren't, they really weren't paying attention to what was going on anyway. So I think you started a movement. We're back to the fight song.
I've been working on it about 35 years. Since I was at the high school.
Yeah, everybody around us was singing.
Good.
Well, Coyote fans, off a big win last week at the Honey Bowl, 52-7.
That was amazing.
We are now getting down to the nitty-gritty. We're in week 8, and we'll talk a little more about the game of the week, but we're down to playoff seeding. First and foremost, we have Coach Miller's better half with us tonight.
First lady.
Leanne Miller, yeah. I would think he's more the first man, from what I've heard. So, welcome.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you're here.
Thank you for having me. I've been wanting to get on the show for a while, so thank you.
Yeah, he informed me that you'll probably do a lot better job than he does. So no pressure at all. No
As
pressure.
I remember, it's not a big challenge, right?
I think last year he had a pretty good record. I don't think this year.
5 and 7.
I think his record.
Don't want to put that out, Coach. 5 and 7.
5 and 7, Coach. 5 and 7.
She'll do it.
Well, I know you're very involved with all the athletic programs, obviously, having Coach Miller as your husband. But also, you've got a senior this year, just like I do. A senior volleyball player.
I do. Gabby is a senior, and she is, a lot of people don't know, she's our only child. So we're going through a lot of firsts and lasts, I guess, this year, you know. So it's been a fun ride so far. And, you know, every week's like we check off something else from the list. And they had their last senior night last weekend for volleyball, and that was nice. It was emotional, but yeah, she's ready to get out. She got accepted to A&M, and she's heading to College Station in the fall. And well, you know, I went wrong somewhere on there. I'm not quite sure. I was born and raised a Longhorn fan, and Wade's a big Aggie, so somewhere I lost the battle, but it's okay. It's a great school, and I've enjoyed.
Jay did too, and he's about to get it again.
Yeah, I know.
Well, actually,
I don't know. I actually know something.
Her daughter's trying very hard, and at this moment, she's very disappointed because he's pretty much made a school choice.
Hey, well, I know Caden Smith just got accepted to A&M too. So
yeah. A lot of that crew,
Let's
I
go.
think their crew is. I think most of them will end up there, so
Yeah,
it's a good
I think
crew,
so.
and I know they're gonna have a lot of fun up there. I just hope not too much fun.
they will.
They will. They will. I promise.
It just
you.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll never know.
Oh, I know.
Well, having seniors and stuff, there's something kind of in the works that's really big to the senior athletes out there. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So our Uvalde Athletic Booster Club is doing a scholarship raffle. It's $20 a ticket. The grand prize is this awesome trailer pit. You can put on your truck and drive it around and take it to cookouts or shows, whatever you need. And then second prize is a Yeti. So those are always cool to have.
Yeah,
Big Yetis.
it really focused, I think, on the pit.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please go ahead.
I think that's who's the pit being donated by?
It's by Longhorn Pits.
Longhorn
They are
Pits,
making the pit.
Thank you, Longhorn Pits.
I I think the UABC is paying for most of the pit, but yeah, they're donating a lot of their time and hard work and
They are,
and
which
stuff.
is awesome, and that's one of the things I love about this community. People come together to help out, and the best thing about that is all the proceeds go to the scholarship fund for our seniors. And so, you guys who have had seniors, have kids in college, know that every little bit helps. So, as much as we can give those seniors, our kids put a lot of time and effort into what they do here, their sports, their extracurricular activities. And this is just one way we can award some of them or reward them.
Yeah, it really is. Last year, the Athletic Booster Club awarded over $14,000 to 7 recipients. And so, this is a little bit piggyback on community health when they used to do the big barbecue pit giveaway. Unfortunately, this year the award date I think is sometime late December. You just missed the Hunters Roundup barbecue cook-off. You could win this pit, and the next year enter the Hunters Roundup barbecue cook-off. So
It's
so
December,
Package deal.
yeah.
it's December 20th, actually, is the raffle.
All right. So and we're somewhat Facebook challenged tonight without our fearless leader over there, MJ. And so next week we will have a.
I can't believe that, because have you seen our graphics?
They are, the graphics were not, but next week we'll have a little Facebook challenge for we'll give away a couple free tickets to the UABC raffle. So I was on my agenda tonight, but didn't quite get that done. Anyway, want to say thank you though to the Chamber for hosting us again tonight, and LMG Productions. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Once again, our sponsor is First State Bank. Couldn't do this without First State Bank at all. And if you didn't catch, or it'll be right on after this, we have Keys to the Game with Coach Miller, sponsored by Uvalde Chevrolet. So please do that. He'll talk a little bit about Fredericksburg, a little bit about last week's win. And then we'll have our pizza sponsor here later.
Louis.
If you don't know who that is now, you haven't watched enough, but we'll introduce them when they come in. Let's see, what else do I have on my list? Because I don't have MJ yelling in my ear tonight to remember to say this. And oh yes, we're in Chamber Fixes in conjunction with Uvalde Leader News. Chance, you want to?
Oh, yeah.
You two want to
Yeah,
model
yeah,
down
there
there.
it
You can play at home, and you probably have a pretty good chance of doing better than we do.
Oh yeah, pretty 100%.
I will say, I don't know if y'all looked at the records from last week, but everybody over there, the 3 guys unseen, they all had the best records last week.
Oh, wow.
They were all better than us last week. So we may need to rotate them
it's
in.
not that
They're
hard.
filling out their form after the show.
Well, they're tallying the votes. It's collusion. 100%.
It's not that hard to do.
Well,
Anybody.
yeah, no, that is true. And maybe we need.
They're not having to tell a story.
That-
you
that's
got to tell a story. Half the teams I pick are some stupid story I'm telling.
Maybe we should, next year, there needs to be a play-at-home version of this, and if you're the leader after 5 weeks, you get to come join us on the show or something like that.
To take over.
Yeah.
Hey, MJ, get on that, MJ.
That's a great idea.
Survivor.
That's a great idea.
Well,
Voted off.
once again, our game of the week is in Fredericksburg this week, but if you can't make it to Fredericksburg Friday night, you can listen on UvaldeRadio.net. They are our official UCISD radio partners, and we'll broadcast the game there on Friday night. I think Van McElroy may be the Van McElroy.
Oh, awesome.
I'm so
Back
excited.
from-
I'm so excited to listen to that.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
and
fantastic.
he was mentioned in the paper this week too as one of the teams that had beaten Fredericksburg, 1975.
Yep.
So anyway,
And a little spoiler alert. I'm sorry, Mr. McElroy, but we were at the game and he was a couple rows down, and boy, he had his earphones in, and he was taking notes. Like, I love it. This is gonna be awesome.
I noticed that
It's gonna be
too.
Awesome.
He called Coach Miller this week and asked
wow.
different questions about the
Preparation.
team, about all kinds of things.
Yeah.
He's ready. He's getting
He
ready.
called
for
up
it.
old
Yeah.
Howie Long, was like, "Hey, buddy." But I'm telling you, if he's this excited about it, this is gonna be awesome.
Well,
I'm sorry, Mr. McElroy. I was geeking out watching it.
Pop, there's your pitch for UvaldeRadio.net. Listen to the game. If you cannot make it to Fredericksburg, and Uvalde still travels like few teams travel, so I expect there'll be a lot of people at the game. But if you can't I can't make it to the game, please listen on Uvalde.
I think we need to have like a wager if he, and like we could all take bets on who, if he throws in a Lyle Alzado reference or a Ronnie Lott or, some kind of random obscure thing.
some
Like,
name
oh,
drops.
yeah.
Well, I hope he tells a story about training camp and when he tackled a Heisman Trophy winner in a red jersey.
I bet that went over well.
The first one, man, he made his mark. Anyway, that's for him. I'm just geeking out because I'm a fan and
It's going to be awesome.
I've known him my life. So
Well, there's a lot of things going on. One other thing going on, getting ready to start, is we're kind of phasing out of some of the fall sports here. Tennis team, they lost a close one in regionals this week, but we've got some regional athletes in cross country going forward. One thing coming up, we've got a Midnight Madness hosted by the Uvalde basketball team.
Yes, sir.
It's Wednesday night. Pablo, why don't you talk a little about it? You know a little more than I do.
Yes, sir. Actually, it's going to be next Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. I think the doors open at 11:30, 11:40, I think is what the coach said. Practice will be from midnight till about 1:30. Just, something new, something different to kick off the boys' basketball season. He said there's going to be some games, I guess, for some people in the stands to play during the practice. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. Before the game, he's got a few, past alumni that are going to compete in a few three-point shot contests, and I think he said skills.
Man, he didn't ask me.
There's an invite for you, man. I got a spot open for you. They asked me. I don't know why. I can't shoot threes for nothing, man. I can't throw it in the ocean, man. I'll be out there.
You just ran past the 3-point. Down there on the post, man.
Yeah, but it'll be out there. Of course, the boys basketball team will be there. Cheerleaders will be there also. That's if you're not doing anything midnight next Wednesday.
Week?
Yeah,
I mean, next week is busy.
Yes,
That's after the.
Your Wednesday night is now set.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God!
Come to the homecoming parade. The homecoming
Yes.
parade is on Wednesday this
Bonfire.
year. Homecoming parade, bonfire.
Midnight?
Go get something to eat.
Yes.
Go get something to eat, hang out a little bit, and then
Yep.
go to the high school at
school gym.
11:30 and
Harvey
watch Midnight
Kinslow
Madness.
Gym. Yes, sir.
not
Midnight
I.
Madness.
I got a 5 and a 3-year-old. No way. I'm
I
in
bet
bed
you
by
if I ask
9:30.
him if they want to stay up to midnight, they'll have you.
Yes, but
come
you
the
don't
next
ask
day and
them.
win a
That's
cake.
That's the key. But you don't ask them what they think. It's 5 and 3. It doesn't matter.
Last but not least, if you are going to the game or are a collector now of our ribbons that have come back this year, they won't be at the game, you won't be able to get them at a home game this year, but they will be at the Chamber at 9 o'clock on Friday morning. First come, first served. Come get your ribbons there. There may be a few that travel to Fredericksburg, but mostly they'll be here at the Chamber. So if you're collecting, Chamber Friday morning, and it's Bully the Goats.
There you go.
right.
And public service announcement, don't put them on like Willie did. He put this football on first and then had to figure out how to
I was just going to go naked football, and then I decided. And by the way, I noticed James Volts is collecting. So.
Oh, yeah?
Good deal. Hey, talking about goat. That's a goat in Uvalde for sure.
All right. Although the Coyotes had a great week last week, we didn't up here, so let's go ahead and get started. Put that week behind us.
Oh, is that what this show is?
Yeah, we're actually supposed to pick, and hopefully this week we'll do a little better. All right. Well, Willie, we'll start down there with you in our pro games. We've got 3-3 Washington Commanders at the 1-5 New York Giants. The Commanders are a 2.5-point favorite.
Man, you think the Giants have to win sometime? I'm going with Washington. Give me the Commanders.
Yep. Give me the Commanders too. I don't know that you could get much worse than New York Giants. So. Anybody but, I guess. Let's go Washington.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Washington Commanders. Still sounds weird saying that. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
I'm never
I'm
gonna get used to it.
confused.
Nope.
Commander.
Is
Native Americans.
Is Daniel Jones still out?
I think so.
Is Tyrod Taylor still playing? Yeah, I don't know if that's a huge drop off. But yeah, give me Washington.
I think Tyrod
I don't
Taylor's
know.
over 9.
Yeah.
That, and I think Taylor may have been a step up.
Yeah, he looked pretty good at times.
I mean, he
really
didn't look terrible. Divisional game.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
I mean, so you took Washington. Yeah, give me Washington also.
All right, I'm going to go against the grain. I don't think Tyrod was that terrible. It's a division game. So whoever has the ball last wins. And just to make up some ground, I'm going to take New York. What do y'all think about that?
Hey,
Wow, out there.
this is definitely a game that the Giants could win.
They could, yeah,
they could,
because
yeah,
they're
they could.
both not all that great.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter. I mean, who be watching this?
I mean, if what was the points that they're giving Washington?
2.5.
2.5, which is, I mean, you're going to give that much for the home team. I'm still going with the former Indians, but I'm not going to say the other word because it's so stupid.
Yeah, I think New York's too beat up. They did almost beat the Bills last week, though, so they showed some promise. But you know, Barkley's playing, but I don't think that's enough. I'm going to take Washington.
I think there were some good teams last week that kind of overlooked their opponents a little bit. You don't see that much in pro football, but when you see, you know, you see the Eagles, you see them, and you see 49ers.
Yeah.
49ers.
Buffalo almost lost.
Yeah. So yeah, there was some overlook the last week.
Kansas City
so.
had a rough time.
So, well, we'll stay on there with you. We've got Detroit at 5-1 going to Baltimore. Baltimore is a 3-point favorite in this game.
I like Detroit. I like Jared Goff. I know their running back is hurt, but they have that rookie Gibbs who's pretty good. I really like Dan Campbell. I know he's an Aggie.
Even makes him
But
better.
I really do like it.
Even though he is.
Even though he is.
Can't remind us.
I was going to tell you if you didn't.
Yeah.
So.
No, I knew it. Believe me, I live with Mr. I knew it. Yeah, I really like him. I love his style, and I just like the Detroit team. I think they're a good team. I'm going to take Detroit.
Both coming off big wins last week. I'm just going with the Ravens because they're the home team. That's basically the only reason. I think they're pretty equal.
You got who? Ravens?
Yeah, Ravens.
Okay. I'm going to take Detroit. They played in London last week, so then they got to come all the way back. Probably, that's got to count for something, and Detroit's pretty good. So, and I did get up early and watch that Baltimore game, and they weren't that impressive. So, Detroit.
Yeah, I'm every week that we've had a chance to pick them, I've stuck with them. Love Dan Campbell. Love what he went back and watched Hard Knocks again the other night just to kind of see who was still there. And
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing up downs with everybody.
You got a Joe Tom size the hole in your wall.
Yeah, I mean, that guy is.
You ran right through it.
So I'm gonna stick with them till they quit. But I mean, I think that 49ers, Philadelphia. I had the Cowboys up there, but I mean, Detroit's up in the top of the NFC. They're gonna be tough. So give me Detroit.
Yep.
Yeah, you're reminding me of something because you said you rode that train and going to keep riding it. I think I picked against them one or two times early, and so yeah, I'm not going to. Give me Detroit.
Yeah, I know the Ravens are favored to win at home. It's always a tough place to go and eke a win out. But I think the Lions are gonna go in there and pull it out. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
The Lions.
Seriously. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'm taking the Lions. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going with the chances made a believer out of me on this Dan Campbell soup or whatever.
There it
Dan
is.
Campbell's
We like it. It's tasty.
All right. Well,
Chunky? Is it chunky?
we'll stay down there with you. The next one, we've got the LA Chargers coming off a close loss. They're 2-3. They're going to Kansas City. Kansas City's 5-1 and a 5.5-point favorite.
So, who did the Chargers lose to? Just kidding.
No.
Give me Kansas City at home.
Some team out of Dallas. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I heard they got some pretty little girls there. I'm gonna give me one. I might take a bowl. I might take a plane.
So the Chargers are playing a team with a quarterback this week. So let's go with Kansas City.
No, uncalled for.
Red flag.
Bang, bang.
Just sorry. I mean, hey, I wish they'd have won, but I mean, good. That's your one thing.
What's his
Besides
name?
your owner.
What's his name? Played terrible.
I know, but besides your owner, like
Herbert.
Dak's not your guy. But I'm pulling for the Cowboys though. This season, I promise. But it's hard to watch.
I don't believe him either.
It's hard to watch.
Don't believe it.
I just don't believe that.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs on this one. There's not much to say on that. So
Yeah, although that's a lot of my fantasy players are tied up in the Chargers, and obviously I didn't do too well because Chance, I think you got me this week.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Yeah, if I did, then
Yeah. And so,
that's the one I've gotten.
I think, Kansas City, Mahomes, too much at home.
Yeah, of course, you can't believe everything you hear, but sports radio for the last 2 days been talking, that the Chargers could be the one team to make a head coaching change in the middle, to give Kellen maybe a chance to see what he could do. Dallas kept thinking about putting him up as a head coach, and you listen to this stuff, and so there seems like there's some turmoil. They did everything they could to let Dallas win. I mean, Dallas offsides. I mean, God, just miserable stuff, and the Chargers just couldn't pull ahead. At home, Kansas City, yeah. Weather, I don't know what the weather's going to be, but it doesn't matter. Weather, but I don't know. It means nothing. Give me Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City hasn't hit their stride yet. They're kind of just keeping their head above water, but they're winning games, and the Chargers just didn't look good at all against the Cowboys, and still almost won. And I am a Cowboys fan. But,
I didn't know that. Breaking news.
But I'm just saying, it was an ugly game to watch, and the Cowboys tried to lose that game too. But anyways, for this game, Kansas City over LA Chargers.
Well, they're first in the AFC West, aren't they? Kansas City?
I want to say
I'd be up
I
there.
would think. They're
I
5-1.
think so.
They should be.
Yeah, they just haven't looked like their
Chiefs.
usual.
No, they have not. They've been a little
No.
disappointing.
Overpowering.
And so, show them Red Raider quarterback.
I agree. I mean, Kansas City has not looked like the Kansas City of the past, but they're still 5-1. So
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing something right. They've have a lot of distractions. I noticed y'all haven't
one
y'all
big
haven't
old
mentioned
distraction.
y'all haven't mentioned her name, and so I won't either. But
Thank goodness.
this
They did
is Kansas.
last week.
This is Kansas City all the way.
That's nothing wrong with being a Swiftie.
I mean, you think that affects the line at all if she's at the game or not?
I think you can bet on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guarantee you there's
But
an
if
over
she
and under.
sways
how
like
many times the
a
camera shows
point and a half,
Taylor
like,
Swift.
is she in the house?
She's worth half a point.
See?
Sorry, I didn't mean to say
I'd
that.
like to know. I'm sure they're out
We
there.
almost made it.
She's pretty thin. She's worth a half a point.
half a point at least.
All right. Well, we'll stay down there with you with Miami 5-1 at 5-1 Philadelphia. Phillies are 2.5 point favorite.
I'm a lifelong Cowboys fan, so I have pretty much a deep hatred for Philly. I think that's born in us.
Can't say hate.
Oh, sorry, I can't say that on the radio.
Great disdain.
Great disdain.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
We have
I'm
a-
sorry. I
we
mean,
have a
disdain.
list
Whatever you want to say.
Great disdain. If you
Disdain
want
for
to really
Philly.
be.
It came up last week.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He was okay until last week, and now it's no.
I'm sorry. Sonny's one so true.
Such a strong word.
I'm sorry. Y'all should have told me that before. Because
We
I
need to
could
get a
use that
list.
word a lot on
A
some of
word,
these teams.
do not use word list on the wall.
We have some FCC.
That's on there.
I like Miami. I love Tua. Tyreek Hill is amazing to watch. I know A-Chain's out. I don't think it matters. I'm going to pick Miami here, even though it's at Philly. I'm going to pick Miami.
I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles too. It's a Sunday night game. It could be cold, rainy. Who knows? Miami's a warm weather team. I don't think they've played a primetime game yet. Could be wrong, but
No.
I'm going to take Philly.
So, go ahead. You have
That's
one
all
pick together. I see
Yeah,
the
it's all right. I mean, there's that old saying, the weather outside is weather. So
Yeah.
anyway, Philadelphia hates Santa Claus. Broke their Liberty
Wait,
Bell.
I thought we can't say hate.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah,
Man.
they hate Santa Claus. They throw things at him, you know.
Not you, them.
No, yeah, them. No, I love him. Yeah.
Yeah, we love
In
Santa
my
Claus.
house, if you're not believing, you're not receiving. Santa Claus is real. Any kids listen to this, he's real. But anyway, yeah, give me the Eagles.
Oh my goodness.
So you ain't Santa Claus too. I don't follow the logic, man.
As advertised, folks. This is
They throw it, Santa
quality
Claus.
radio right here.
If there's a 10-year-old watching this, we need to get hold of their parents. We really do.
Oh, really? No.
Y'all have a dump button?
Well, I want to know, was your weather report a little more accurate than Joe Thompson when he said weather? Well, the weather is what it is.
It's weather.
Is it supposed to be cold and rainy in Philly?
I just guessed. I mean, I said there was potentially cold and wet.
There could be weather outside.
There could be.
Could be weather.
And it could be
All
Friday.
right, well, I was going to go with Philadelphia anyway, and if
I
it
knew
could be
the-
raining, definitely.
I knew the weather would get you.
Always does.
Should be
one way or
cool at
another.
the very least.
Gosh, my gosh.
Yeah, I don't want to pick the Eagles either. I don't want to say the H word. I loathe them. Is that another one?
There you go.
That's another good
There
word.
you go. Yeah,
Or
no,
dis- have
yeah.
disney.
That loss was ugly last week. They got first. Who did they play again? The Eagles.
The Jets.
The Jets. Yes. So good job, Jets.
Jets are sneaky.
Mike McDaniel. I wish that's the kind of coach we could get on our team, man. I don't know. I'm a fan of his. I think the Dolphins are gonna go into Philly and come out with a W.
100%. This I am absolutely 100% in love with this Miami offense.
Yep.
Like, granted, A-Chain's out, but when all
Kick 'em.
horses are going, you watch highlights and it's like they're in fast forward and everybody else is just sitting there, and it is the funnest offense to watch because you got the three. They're like cheetahs, you know. They're literally
got a
they're
cheetah
running
and a
like
penguin.
30 miles an hour, like the highest speeds of all the NFL players this year. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all Dolphins, and it's so fun to watch. So even though A-Chain's out, and I've got him on IR, guys, in case y'all were wondering in our fantasy league or whatever. He's on IR, so he's not available for y'all. So let's go Dolphins. Big fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Philadelphia here. I think Hurts he threw all his interceptions for the year last week. So
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get intercepted any. So plus he's my fantasy quarterback, and then I got Hill as one of my wide receivers, so I'm good. I hope the score is like 85-80.
So you are all in on that.
Oh, yeah.
I played Willie the other day. I kid you not. Tyreek Hill had almost 100 points, it seemed like. Like every time I looked at him, he was like, 6 catches for 400 yards. I don't know how that's possible. It's like he ran down and touched the end zone and ran back, and they gave him all the yards.
One of Willie's guys would have beat me entirely by himself. Like, it's crazy.
He's an amazing guy.
But I still beat him. So, in case you're wondering.
Well, that's all of our pro games here this week. Let's get on to college a little bit. Willie, we've got number 3 Clemson 4-2 at Miami at 4-2, and Clemson is a 3-point favorite.
Whoa. Who's Miami lost to?
Not A&M, unfortunately.
No, but they did lose by
They lost
the
to
coach.
North Carolina last
Carolina
week.
and
Georgia
to
Tech.
Georgia Tech. They're-
Because they
Georgia
didn't
Tech.
because they didn't kneel the
They're
ball.
on
Because they didn't kneel the ball.
They're both at the bottom.
They're on a
aren't they?
2-game skid.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they're both at the bottom. Anyway.
Man,
Those
I
have
give me
2 losses
Clemson.
already.
Yeah. Sounds like I got some gray area problems.
I think Miami's really good. I do. You obviously got coaching problems, but I think Clemson. They got Dabo, so give me Clemson. They're a favorite. I just can't see Miami. That's not a big home crowd. It's not like you're playing it in Lubbock or Kyle Field. Like it. Give me Clemson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Tigers on this one also.
Yeah, I don't. Not seeing. We were talking about this before, and neither one of these teams being ranked. I think it's probably bugging Clemson a little bit that they're not back in the top 25, and you're getting pretty close to the CFP rankings coming out, and so yeah, I think I think I see more fight out of Clemson than I do Miami. Both these teams need to win this game. So, yeah, give me the Tigers.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Clemson, yeah, I'm sure they can't believe they're not up somewhere. And Miami, everybody rents a Lamborghini to go to the game. Y'all remember when Miami played the Spurs? If you went down on the Riverwalk, there was Ferraris and Lamborghinis everywhere. They didn't drive them from Miami. They all rented them when they got there. They're posers.
I-10's too rough.
Clemson will fight more on the field than, but if you walk outside that stadium, you better cover up your Clemson shirt. You'll have holes poked in it.
Nano's got that list of words you cannot say on there.
I'm sorry.
You obviously don't work for the Miami Chamber.
Yeah, I'm not affiliated with them. No. Give me Clemson.
That's a toss-up. I mean, both these teams kind of.
really is.
It's not doesn't inspire me to do any deep digging on either team, which is good because I'm sick of Clemson. The last 5 years or so. Even though I'm sick of them, I'm going to take them.
Understandable.
So you're taking the Tigers?
I'm taking the
Yeah,
Tigers.
okay. I'm on the Tiger train too.
So I'm going to throw the wrench in here. I don't know. I looked at all the stats, and they are so close. Both of these teams, offensively and defensively, their quarterbacks, their stats look almost identical. Only difference is the Clemson quarterback, Kubik, I think, has thrown 2 interceptions. The Miami quarterback has thrown 6. I think being at Miami, and I think Miami is in more of a must-win situation to try to stay in it. They both have 2 conference losses. I'm going to pick Miami. I'm going to pick the Canes. I've always been a Canes fan.
I
Coach
hope
told me
you're
to
right.
be worried about you and said you do a lot of research. And
I hope you're
you
right.
Be on top of your game tonight. So.
But I will say that this was the toughest game to pick. I spent a lot of time
I'm
looking
telling
at
you,
this.
I would have gone Miami too, but I got to keep up with these jokers.
Yeah, see, I don't have to. So, yeah.
I got to play my odds, but no, Miami's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it can go
Despite-
either way.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Who knows?
All right, Leanne, we'll stay down there with you. Maybe the college game of the week. We've got 6-0 Penn State, ranked number 7, going to the Big House, playing 6-0 ranked number 3 Buckeyes. The Buckeyes are a 4.5-point favorite, I think.
Yeah.
4.5
Yes,
is what I saw.
think so. All season we obviously watch a lot of sports in my house, a lot of sports on the radio in the car. We heard all season about Ohio State and if they'd be able to replace C.J. Stroud, who, if you guys haven't been paying attention, I know you guys have been paying attention, is doing an awesome job.
Absolutely.
Fantastic job in Houston. I think Houston hit a home run with that. I think McCord has proven that he can fill that role, and he's got the best receiver to me in the country, and Marvin Harrison Jr. I think the Buckeyes at home are too much for Penn State. I know Penn State, I think I read a stat today, they've never beaten Ohio State and Michigan in the same year. And then, they're just always seem to be behind those 2 teams. And I think this year's the same way. I'm going to pick the Buckeyes.
Yep, I'm going with the Buckeyes too. I don't know if y'all remember, Willie, do you remember the lady who came to RJ's and brought me a Buckeye?
We got to talk about what a Buckeye was. Yeah.
Yeah, and she brought one to us. That was great. Okay, Buckeyes.
Yep. I'm going to take the favored team. It could go either way, but I think Ohio State's probably won the vast majority of games against Penn State at home, in the last 50 years or whatever. So give me Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't have this one circled. There's several on here that I don't have circled. And Ohio State, are they really the number 3 team in the nation? I don't think
don't
so.
know.
But this is a top
We're
7.
fixing to find out.
Yeah, this is the top 7 matchup. It is the game.
Yeah.
It should be the game of the week.
Penn State's 7, I think.
And it's it's a tough game at home. Yeah, give me Ohio State.
Yeah, this should be the year that we were expanding the playoffs because there's legitimately 10, 12 teams that can win the national championship right now. I mean, and there's nobody
on any given day.
Yeah, there's nobody you can say this is the number 1 team or this is the number 3 team or it's just like, well,
Who gets hot?
yeah, it's week to week basically. But that being said, I'm going to go with Leanne. I like her stats, so give me Ohio State.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think like Mama Jan said earlier, Ohio State's going to be a little bit too hard to overcome at home. So give me the Buckeyes. Buckeyes.
100%. This is one of those like 3-point games. If it had been at Penn State and it's a whiteout situation, then it's like, okay, now I can see maybe going Penn State, but not in this case. Let's go Buckeyes.
I beg to differ, and I don't really know why, but you know, after all y'all picked Ohio State, why wouldn't I not take it? I got a good friend that's a Penn State grad, Sam Bilioni from Sharon, Pennsylvania. So I'm going to go with Penn State here.
Oh, I forgot all about the Erie, PA connection.
All right.
Oh, it's
We'll stay down there with you. We got
sticky
Utah
wicket
at
over
South
here.
Carolina.
Yeah,
Words everywhere.
these teams look pretty evenly matched. I'm going to go with the homeboys here, the Trojans. You know, the Trojans been good to me over there.
They keep you safe.
Yeah,
It's a safe bet.
they're pretty good. They'll bend, but they won't break.
That's true.
Well, I've got a
That's a
5 and a
safe bet.
3.
Once again, if you're a 10-year-old and watching the show, please let us know who your parents are.
Again, I don't know. So
It's hysterical.
it's Southern Cal. I don't know this Caleb dude with that whole deal. Whoever drafts me, I'm gonna need like
Yeah.
all the keys to all the.
Hey! It is
Pizza sponsoring you.
the highlight of the evening. I'm sorry y'all can't be here.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not. There's only 3 pizzas. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, when we're all 7 and 5 and 6 and 6 last week, that is the highlight of the evening.
Yes,
right
it
there.
is. Evidently.
That's what we do this.
That's what keeps me coming back.
But most importantly, for you people, is what we do this show for.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, if you haven't
Chance,
eaten,
make
if
the
you haven't
pick
eaten
for
at
them
Luigi's,
for
you need
those.
to.
Yeah, so I think with this Caleb Williams stuff, I think that's going to backfire on him, and I'm going to go with Utah.
The Utes.
The Utes, the 2 Utes.
I do.
The 2 Utes.
The
I'm sorry, what did you say? The 2 Utes.
Utes.
Dynamite.
I think the Trojans are going to hold strong against the Utah Utes.
Oh,
This
strong.
weekend.
I like it.
Like it.
Thank you, sir. I knew
Trojans.
you'd appreciate. I knew
Like
you'd
it.
appreciate that one. Trojans.
Yeah. They are a 7-point favorite at home. Yeah, give me South Carolina. I mean, South
South Carolina
Do you have the
Trojans.
The
USC?
Gamecocks.
Trojans are everywhere.
a little bit. Give me South California, Southern California. There it is.
I don't.
Here we got
Trojans versus Gamecocks.
all tongue-tied over there, man.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. I don't have anything. I don't have anything circled, so I'm not gonna go to my plan B.
You playing B here?
Just saying, you know, like
Leanne got it. Leanne got the plan B one. Anyway, let's roll with this. I'm gonna take Southern Cal.
Parents are watching.
Yeah, I was trying to keep up with everybody's picks. And,
it's a mess up here, buddy.
trying to psych me out.
Take South Carolina.
All day.
Gamecocks. Yeah, USC at home. USC at home.
I'm going with the Utes just because I just. I don't like that. I don't like that preening and all that show off stuff. Never mind.
I have no idea at this point.
Yeah, after all this intelligent
yeah.
conversation we've
Shout
been
out to my mom and dad who are probably watching this right now.
My mother is. I'll get a
Define
text
science
in
for
a
Hi, Mom and Dad. We love you.
If they figured out how to get on, they're watching this right now. I circled and scratched out and circled and scratched out in this game. This is a toss-up, but I'm going to go with Utah. I think that Caleb Williams is last week didn't look very good, and then now demanding that he have part ownership of whatever NFL team drafts him. I think he's just kind of lost focus, and I'm going to go with the Utes.
Well, if you think we got you astray on that one,
One
James
person.
Bowles had you astray on this one. We got Salve Regina at Springfield.
Is that a Catholic song?
Sounds like something you put on a hurt muscle.
They are the
lotion company.
Seahawks.
For the nether region.
They are the Seahawks in Rhode Island.
You remember this? You remember Sister Act, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. This is a- They got the nuns voting for them.
Yeah.
This is the one game I asked my husband about because I had no idea. Then I looked it up, and there's hardly anything on either team. I think Salve Regina's in Rhode Island, Springfield's in Massachusetts. They have the same record. I'm going to go with Springfield just because they're at home, and I don't know any better.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pride. Yeah, this is the New England, division. So yeah, I'm going with the Pride.
Yeah, that's Springfield. I'm going to take Springfield at home.
Yeah. So Regina's
Go Pride.
in Rhode Island?
Yes. Seahawks.
Right next to Quahog.
Little bitty state over there. Little bitty.
It's like Canepa playing Dehennis.
Just north of Scranton.
Like if, that's probably where Forrest Gump should have run across if he was going to do his deal.
Yeah, the players
Like, hey, I can run 3 blocks, be across Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Springfield.
This is how bad it was when I was trying to find some stats on these two teams. I saw, Springfield's ranked number 8. I'm going to take Springfield. That's good. Then I realized I was looking at 2022. They didn't even have any rankings or anything on them at all
Yeah,
this
there's
year.
nothing.
So I think the Pride sounds better than the Seahawks. So I'll go with the Pride. Springfield at home.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I wanted to pick the Seahawks, but the Pride won't let me. Springfield.
That's what we were talking about over here. It's Salve Regina. That's what I thought. Is this a skincare company? Is this a whatever? Go Springfield. Come on. It's got to be somewhere around
Man,
Shroot Farms.
makes me almost want to pick that salve. You
should.
On the Springfielders. No, I'm going with the home team, Massachusetts. Those Rhode Island people, they'll be out of their element up there in the big state. Rhode Island, little bitty state. Little bitty.
Yeah, at least Massachusetts, by history, they're going to protect their state. Rhode Island, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
So
Smaller than Uvalde County.
Yeah, itsy bitsy teeny.
all right, well, that gets us to the last college game of the week. We got number 8, Texas at 5-1, going to Houston at 3-3. Texas is a 23.5-point favorite.
Oh, God.
A lot of points.
Yeah, I'll take the points. No, I'm going with the Horns here. It was a pretty heartbreaking deal against OU. I was with some friends up in Austin, and that was pretty one of those, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. The field goal, yeah! And then 142 left, and boop, 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 over. So, give me the Horns down there in Cougarville.
Yeah, make no mistake, Holgerson's going to have them boys ready to go. But I think the Sippers are going to prevail on this one. So give me the T-Sips.
T-Zip. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Texas also on this one.
Yeah, I think Houston's been very down and maybe mediocre this year so far on their
They beat
their
West
few
Virginia.
wins. So
Crazy.
give me Texas.
Yeah, took a miracle.
Yeah. We talked about Houston, humid, mosquitoes.
The weather.
Yeah.
Back to the weather.
Because the weather outside is weather.
It's the weather.
It's weather. But anyway, yeah. Give me the Horns.
I
hate it.
If Houston wants to win one game all year, it's this one.
this one, yeah.
So
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, anything can happen, but that 23-point spread. I mean, there's no way I'm not going to take the Longhorns.
Yeah. I'm going with.
Oh, I'm going to bet Houston. I'm going to bet the line.
I didn't say that.
I'm going to go with
Outright,
Texas.
no.
I mean, there's no doubt here for me. I'm going to pick the Horns. I'm still disappointed in the Oklahoma game. It broke my heart, but
Painful.
I think we're still in it, and one loss
In March.
is okay. I think we end up back in the Big 12 title game against Oklahoma again, and we'll see what happens then. But
Revenge.
revenge for sure. But yeah, hook 'em here.
Yeah, when I was after that game, you're talking about heartbreak and stuff. I was telling my wife that I'm going to use the H word, okay?
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you hate a team, if you're a Horn fan, if you hate a team, it truly is OU.
Yes.
But always, when you were growing up, always the good thing about OU was if you did lose to them, you didn't have to hear about it. You really didn't hate A&M at all, but you didn't like losing A&M because you had to hear about it for 365. But,
Yes.
but now with my wife's fight with Karen Curtis on Facebook, and if you've not
Oh, it
seen
starts
that,
2 weeks
I
early.
saw it.
now we have to hear about it.
Oh my gosh.
So now
y'all quit.
yeah,
Quit.
the worst of both worlds.
Break it
there.
up.
Yeah,
Break
so-
it up.
Direct
Yeah.
message each other.
When,
don't need to see
when
all
they kicked
that.
the field goal, she was all, "Oh, we won and we won." I was like, "Be quiet! Don't. We're
Yeah,
we're
there's
too
too
far
much
away."
time left on the clock.
So, yeah, it was heartbreaking. So, anyway, didn't mean to throw us off with that. But anyway, I think that's a home run sweep for Texas. Hopefully, it's not a bad omen. So,
I hope it is, but
I know you do, Josh. I know you do.
whatever. Each his
All
own.
right. Well, we've got 3 high school games, or 2, and then the game of the week. We'll start, Leanne, back down there. We've got Hondo at 6-1. They're going to Crystal City at 1-6, but Hondo is a 34-point favorite.
Yeah, growing up in Castroville, a Medina Valley alum, back when Medina Valley was small. And, we had 99 kids in my class back when we were, our rivals were Hondo and Divine. So picking Hondo is hard for me, but I have to pick Hondo here. They're the second best team in that district next to Jourdanton. And I think Jourdanton is, they're just tearing through this year, and I think they're going to make a really deep run in the playoffs. So yeah, Hondo's way too much for Crystal here. I'm going to pick the Owls.
Yep, I'm with the Owls too.
Yep, Hondo here for sure.
Yeah, give me the Owls.
Don't pick against Hondo. Joe Tom.
No,
They burned us early, right?
they did. It'd be pretty rough for me to pick Crystal City.
Yeah.
But if they would get back the guy from the movie theater, I'd get back on Crystal City train.
He's worth half a point.
He's worth half a point for
Give
sure.
me Hondo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Owls on the road.
100% Hundo. Give me Hundo.
Yeah, give me the Hooters too. Give me Hondo.
Hundo.
All right. Well, now
Hondo, you know
we
that
have
means
one a little more
Hondo,
of
Hondo, deep.
a toss-up. We have the 5-3 Divine War Horses going to Bandera. Bandera's 6-1. District games, a big game, obviously. Bandera is a favorite in this, according to Dave Campbell's, by 15. I sure wouldn't take the points here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bandera here. Archie Blue. Y'all remember him from last week? No more throwing dishes at me.
Yeah, hard country.
Yeah, bar
hard
light, bar
country.
bright.
Give me some Bandera.
Give me some Bandera, Texas. Charlie Robinson's is 2, please, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think Divine will make it a tough contest, but I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs at home.
Yeah. Before the season, I never thought I'd say that, but yeah, I think because it's at home, I'll take the Bulldogs also.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Bandera's surprising. I mean, Divine's got misdirection. I don't like that, but it's not my favorite offense in the world, and I thought some things happened there that I wasn't real fond of when we played them. Lee Buchanan's got a set of twins on Bandera, so give me Bandera.
I'm going to take Bandera too. I don't care for Divine here the last few years we've been playing them. So
Me
Bandera.
too. That goes double for me now.
Go Bulldogs.
Yeah, I know my parents are probably watching. My dad would not let me back in the house if I picked Divine. The Panther in me cannot pick Divine, but I think Bandera is the better team. I think whoever wins this game is the district champion. Bandera beat Pearsall last week in a close one, but they beat them. I'm definitely taking the Bulldogs here.
Well, did you have some influence? I may have mentioned this, I guess after the Divine week. Coach Miller said he's never going back to Divine.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
he'd never go. They had the
I was-
smallest locker room.
Yeah,
for visitors. It was just-
I'm not going to say a whole lot. I'm not a fond of, but that's what rivalries are. You guys here in Uvalde grew up here. I know you guys had yours too, And especially back then in the 80s and 90s, I think
Yeah.
rivalries were more.
Yeah, well, you stayed in the
And-
same district.
Yeah, yeah, you're in the
forever.
same district. We always we played Divine and Hondo every single year, you know, and every year it was, you know, there was big money by some of the big men in town put on those games, and you know, it was fun. You know, I miss those days, and so yeah, I'm not a Divine fan.
But I am impressed after 7-8 games and finding out the rules of not using the H word, the hate word. You did it. You walked through that very well because I could see your actual personal feelings
Yeah,
on
well,
it.
wait, yeah, yes. And last year, the one game I was mic'd for the documentary they picked was the Divine game, and I said, I can't do. Y'all cannot mic me for this game.
Yeah.
And Jenny said, you know, we're this is the only game we can do. And man, I really want to hear the unedited version of that, you know, when this is all said and done, because there were some things on there said that,
Don't worry, they couldn't
Yeah.
like Willie any game.
Yeah, he was next to me. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
yeah, I'm glad they're off
He
our
fights
schedule.
up here.
I'm glad Wade made that decision. We just need to move on.
Well, we'll move on. We got the game of the week this week.
It's a good segue, man.
Big game. That's a good segue, I guess, a little bit. Before we get to it, I want to mention, too, I failed to last time, the raffle tickets for the UABC scholarship. You can buy them at all home games, but I think there will be somebody trying to get out to sell them at the Saturday portion of the barbecue cook-off. And so, yes, we do need to mention the Hunters Roundup that's well, it's 2 weeks from Friday night.
Yep.
So a little over 2 weeks. Friday night is the traditional Hunters Roundup, come out, big gun, monster gun raffle. But then Saturday, brand new this year, is a barbecue cook-off.
What's a monster gun? Is that like a bazooka?
That's what
No,
it's
it
called.
kills monsters.
Am I right? Our
It kills
our
monsters.
leader over here, it is the monster gun raffle. It is the monster gun raffle. So get out to the Fairplex and find out what a monster is.
Fairplex.
Go Fairplex.
But on Saturday is the cook-off portion, and there will be tickets available out there for the UABC raffle, $20 a ticket. But I hear the chamber is also looking for food judges too. So if you're interested Saturday to be a barbecue judge at the Fairflex, come on out.
Hey, what about you, Adam? Oh, he's not.
I'm pretty sure Adam will get
He's so
roped in.
still in that costume back there.
I judge the chili
I'm pretty sure
cook-off.
Adam will have a job on Saturday. I would
I judged the
safely
chili
assume.
cook-off over in Sabinal at
Best in
their
the business,
Cypress
Adam.
Day celebration one time.
How was that?
That was horrible, man. You know,
Some of it tastes like spaghetti sauce. It's terrible, yeah.
you know, you got like 20 of them. It's like, ooh, mama. Yeah, no more chili cook-off for me, buddy.
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah. Delicious.
Beanie Weenie.
All right, well, to our game of the week, we've got the Coyotes on the road at 4-3. They are 1-1 in district. They're at I don't even know what Fredericksburg Stadium is called, to be honest with you.
Billy Stadium.
I'm not
Billy
sure.
Goat Stadium. Fredericksburg is 2-5, but they're on a two-game win streak. They're 2-0 in district. Fredericksburg is a very slight 1-point favorite in this game, according to Dave Campbell's. So.
I thought Vos told me that Dave Campbell said it was like Fredericksburg was a 30-point favorite, and then he's got some other deal that he looks at and said Uvalde was a 2-point favorite.
Yeah.
I saw 1 point in Dave Campbell's,
The
but I don't know.
Padilla
If
poll
it's- I
there.
mean,
Padilla polled 14 points, and then, or no, Harris is 14,
yeah.
and Padilla polled 2.
We were up by 2.
We're favored by 2.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think Fredericksburg is probably the best 2-5 team in the state. I mean, when you watch them on film, I've watched a lot of huddle on them. They're pretty good. They've played some really tough teams. I mean, they had just a really tough pre-district. Their win last week against Somerset was a surprise. I mean, when I first saw it, it was a surprise because Somerset's a strong team. But then when, I talked to Wade about, Somerset had a bunch of injuries. They turned it over 6 times. You can kind of see that happening. We have to play clean. I absolutely love he's being able to do what he wants to do now with that power run game. He loves to coach that. I know it's not the prettiest. I mean, I know people kind of think, it's not fun to watch when you're going 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but that's what we do well. And Abraham and Jared are doing it well. But we have that option, with Brody and our 4 receivers that we can throw it when we need to. And I think in the last couple of years, we've been one-dimensional on receivers. We have 4 legit receivers now, if you really look at it. I mean, we've got Quentin and Jet has come alive this year. DeVere has really surprised a lot of people. And now we have Diego back. And so, I think they give secondaries something to think about back there. So I love that. I love that we're finally two-dimensional, where we hadn't been in the past. I did hear one fan yell one game, a couple of games ago, when we were running the ball 3 yards at a time, we need to throw it, we need to throw it. Well, the end of that drive, we had the ball 8.5 minutes and we scored. We never threw the ball, and I wanted to say,
every time.
That's why we don't throw it, and I love that. And I know he absolutely loves the ball control part of it. It's what he likes to coach, and he has the team to do it this year, but he loves the fact that he can spread out and throw it if he has to. And I know he's been really pleased with his receivers. I think he wasn't sure about at the beginning of the year. That was one of the areas that he was not sure about. And I think these 4 have just really come along and surprised him. And he's got a huge surprise with, Taylor Massey out there at tight end has become a weapon, and Furman. So, and I think defensively, I love our linebacker crew, love our secondary. I think we're going to be okay. We play clean. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. I think we still have doubters out there about us. Last 2 years have not been great. So you're always going to have those doubters. You have to win that one game to get rid of those doubters. And I think we win this game, we really start having a lot of people believe in us. And I think our guys need to go out there with a chip on their shoulder and say, we're it. We can do this and win that game. And I think a lot of people will start paying attention to us then.
Love it.
Yep.
I'm
So you're
pumped up.
choosing Uvalde?
Yeah. I can't go home.
Well, of course, we're all choosing Uvalde. I think the delay of game penalties have got to stop.
Well, it was addressed. I can tell you that in practice. The O-line is a little more sore this week, I believe, and it was definitely addressed and worked on. So I think they'll be better this week.
I figured it would because, that first quarter I thought, oh, man, this is just going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So, play clean is the word. We're behind you 100%. Go Coyotes.
Yeah, I think eliminate the penalties, and especially early in the game. Once it seems like once again the flow of the game, they clean that up for whatever reason. But I mean, I want to beat Fredericksburg pretty bad. We played them in '96, I think, and we lost to them. I don't know if we've ever, played them or beat them since. I don't know if anybody knows the series.
I tried to
history.
look it up with James's article in the paper on Sunday, and that was actually going to be one of our trivia questions for the night. But it was kind of misleading a little bit. He talked about never winning a game up there, but then he talked about us winning with Van McElroy back in 1975.
Yeah, in the 70s.
Yeah,
Only 4.
Which I was all of one, so I don't remember the game.
we've got a lot of nice players, and Coach Miller always has a great game plan, and we fight for the 4 quarters. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I expect us to win.
Yeah. Play clean. We talk about it every week, and that's something. And Leanne's exactly right. There is doubters there, and that's every program. And Fredericksburg beating Somerset. If you beat Somerset, you're a friend of mine, but I'm not going to pick them. You talk about loathe Somerset. No love for Somerset. But anyway, we just need to get up there and play our game. Don't play from behind. I hate playing from behind. That's when you have the style of offense that Wade has put in. Playing from behind is not where you want to be.
No.
You can't do that. But anyway, so I'm 100% on the Coyotes. Go Yotes and bring it home.
Yeah, Friday night. I'm probably one of those people that knows a little bit about football to get myself in trouble. I know a little bit too much sometimes, and I thought I had an opinion of why we had all the false start penalties, and Brody told me no, that wasn't the case. You can't, as a defensive player, call out the snap count to try to draw the offense off sides. They can't imitate the quarterback, but they were using a motion call very concisely with Brody's snap count, and he said, "Mike, yeah, there was 2 or 3 offensive linemen that they couldn't hear it well enough, and they were jumping on the call." So it's still, we got to clean that up. But I think there was a reason for it last Friday night, and I think it does get addressed.
And they worked. Yeah, they worked on that. Yeah.
Yeah, he said there was a lot of.
They yelled
up-down.
motion all
There was a
all
lot of
week.
up downs done this week.
Yes. Yes.
But Fredericksburg did us a favor last week. Last week,
Yeah.
midway through the Kennedy game, when we pretty much knew the outcome, if we wanted to play for second, which is a really good step in the playoffs, we had to win out. Well, that's not necessarily the case now. We have to win. We have to win tomorrow night. And
Yeah.
what I think about this game is, usually we say, in these tough games, hey, we get a break or two, things would really go our way in this. I don't think this is. If we can just play clean and play our game, I think we win this game. And then you get into a position where, of course, Uvalde's you're talking about rivalries kind of rising up. So the Somerset's really becoming one quick because nobody's a fan of Somerset. But we have a little leeway in that game now because they have beaten, Fredericksburg's had beaten
And having to
Somerset.
go to Somerset is never fun.
No.
I mean, that's, yeah.
So number 2 in district is really in play. And if you've looked at the other district across from us, 13, you've got at the top, you've got Davenport and Lampasas, and they're pretty much beating everybody pretty good. And then 3 and 4 just kind of up for grabs.
Right.
And so there's no teams really stepping forward. So I think there's going to be a big difference between finishing 2 and finishing 3.
Definitely. That's been a
And
goal.
I really think the Coyotes now have an excellent chance to finish 3. And
agree.
they play clean, limit the turnovers, don't have any turnovers and stuff, and I think they walk out of there with a W. And then it's really ours to lose at that point. So yeah, give me the Coyotes all the way. Of course, I'm going to take them, but this is not. I think this is a very winnable game.
Yeah.
Coach Miller's been pointing to this game for a year, basically saying, "Guys, this one's ours. This one's ours. We want this playoff win this year. That's our goal. This one's ours, and we're to it now. And I think they got this one."
Yes, sir. I totally agree. I want to give a shout out to one of my former players, one of my son's best friends, Isaac Reese, got injured Friday night. Get well soon, bud. You're going to come back stronger, man. With that being said, let's go out there and get 2 in a row, man. Go Coyotes.
So I think the general consensus last week was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a boat race. Like, because I heard from a couple sources, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna run it up, and then it's like after the game, it's like, yeah, oh yeah, we ran it up, and I'm like, yeah, but y'all looked sloppy. That was don't brag about that. Are you kidding me? So, like they got the talent, they got everything going on, and it's a long bus ride. If you have not made that bus trip, Yellow Dog trip to Fredericksburg from Uvalde, I'll tell you right now, get ready for 4 hours.
They got that loop now.
Horrible.
So it's a little better.
Okay, well, back in our day, it was 4 hours of bumpy, horrible.
But it's not Yellow Dogs.
No, back
They
in
get
our
the
day, it was.
Yeah, these kids. Yeah, these kids don't understand that. They get the charters.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
still a long,
It's a long way, you're
ride.
right, you're
So, but man, charge it up. We used to watch 300 and Gladiator and I don't know, all that good.
I
Yeah.
also liked this, but we had charters, didn't we? And we're a little bit old. We had charters when
Okay,
we were.
well, I mean,
They just didn't like you.
I'm thinking like, I think it's 7th grade.
The year
8th
before I got to
grade.
varsity, there was chartering. Then I got on varsity, and no more Yellow Dogs.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yes, long road.
100%. It's a long road trip. Get that stretch in. Dad said they used to like stop off right before they got there, about 30 miles out, and then made them like walk. Just to wake them back up, and then he's like, "All right, back on the bus, let's go." They finished it. Anyway,
Making that stuff.
oh, hey, Cody Smith said it too. I'll tell you that. They
What, did you
corroborated
trust those
stories. Anyway,
But I wouldn't
eat 'em
put it
up,
past
Yokes.
Ferrari.
Eat 'em up, yo. That was Farrar is who it was.
I like 3 yards in the cloud of dust. You know, Dale Royal said that when you throw a pass, 3 things can happen and 2 of them are bad. Yeah. So, yeah, just stick with your game plan, Coyotes, and go up there and have you some Frederick's burgers. So,
Burritos.
All right, well, I think that's a consensus. This is a game Uvalde should win, so. All
all
right,
right,
let's
let's
go,
get pizza.
Coyotes.
Okay.
Well, let's sing our
Go,
way
Willie,
out of
go.
here.
We'll always be loyal and
and true all through our school days. And when we are through, Uvalde High,
Uvalde High,
3 cheers for you. Rah, rah, rah. We pledge our hearts and ourselves to you.
Go Yo's!
Let's go, yo!
Eat 'em up.
Welcome to the First State Bank of Uvalde, the most unique bank in Texas. I am Chad Starry, President and CEO. First State Bank of Uvalde originated in 1907 with men of true vision. One of those original founders, John Nance Garner, then a U.S. Congressman, and later who went on to become Vice President of the United States, was instrumental in establishing the FDIC. In 1960, rancher Dolph Briscoe Jr. purchased controlling interest in the bank and later went on to become governor of the great state of Texas. Today, 12 decades later, First State Bank of Uvalde is the bank of Southwest Texas with 8 locations to serve you. We offer a wide array of competitive banking services, electronic and online products, a range of lending options to meet your financing needs, home mortgages for your families, and a trust department to establish and protect your legacy. For over 116 years, this Texas institution has weathered time, droughts, and economic cycles, both up and down. It is good to know in today's banking climate that we are planning and looking forward. Today, First State Bank of Uvalde stands on a solid core foundation and has a clear Texas independent vision and a priority to keep you and your finances safe, sound, and secure. We invite you to be a part of First State Bank of Uvalde and see why our motto is the best is yet to come.
Welcome to Keys of the Game, brought to you by Uvalde Chevrolet with Coach Miller. We're back for, I guess, going into our 8th week of the season now. Maybe I'll start off with fans love preseason predictions, mid-season predictions. They love polls. And the high school deal is a little different to college, but any surprises you've seen around the region outside of Uvalde? Not to put you on the spot.
Well, with us, we're kind of where I hoped we would be. So I'm really not surprised. In fact, I think there's a game or two we left out that we should have won. But not really. I mean, Alice beating Cal Allen the other night, that's always a surprise when Cal Allen's not going to win district and lose. And then, Floresville's not near as good as I thought they would be. So, but other than that, I think it's pretty much right where people thought it would go.
No. Well, we'll talk a little bit about last week, but maybe that's a good point to talk about this week. I'm sure you've watched the Huddle film on Fredericksburg and Somerset. Were you more surprised with Fredericksburg or more surprised with Somerset coming out of that game? Because I think it surprised a lot of people.
It did. It shocked me. I know Eloy came and told me as soon as our game was over, and we saw it was 21-7 at halftime, and I just thought Somerset would just keep on going. I thought it was a sloppy game all the way around. I didn't think either one of the teams played very well. But Somerset has so many kids hurt. I mean, they have their running back hurt, 2 of their offensive linemen, a couple of kids on defense. If you watch their sideline, and I always do that to see who's in and who's not, you'll see 8 or 10 kids standing with their jerseys on as opposed to it. And then on top of that, to turn it over 6 times, I mean, that was just, they kind of just did everything in their power to lose that game.
Not that it's still a big game for us this week, but not that game has any direct reflection on the next one. But I know it's always interesting to look. So, any surprises on the college deal? I know you're a big college fan too, and text the boys back and forth.
Yeah, the Notre Dame thing shocked me. I mean, I thought they had a chance to play with USC just because they run the ball so well, and USC doesn't play defense. But that thing shocked me, and then really, other than that, I mean, I knew A&M was going to have a hard time at Tennessee. that was really the one that surprised
Their
me.
offensive line really struggled in that game.
Yes, they did.
So, yeah, with Texas having a week off, I kind of enjoyed why I watched. That's the first A&M game I pretty much watched from start to finish in a long time.
And they're frustrating because they have the lead at halftime every week.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't know if they're not making any adjustments or their adjustments are bad, but they can play offense in the second half, and they haven't done it all year.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Kennedy. What were some of your thoughts coming out of that?
Number one, way too many penalties. I mean, I'm not going to gripe about a 52-7 win, but you know, to have that many procedure penalties, and part of it is on me because the way we're running our offense with motion in our tailback, he sends him in motion, and it's a timing thing, and when he wants it, he says go. Well, they're yelling motion at the same time he's saying go, and that kind of messed it up. We have changed our cadence and changed our process of motion this week. That should help. And then the JV defensive guys have had the best week of practice ever because I told those guys, I said, look, every time we motion, if you screen motion and get them to jump, they have 10 up downs. And we did 120 up downs on Monday. And the JV guys were loving life, and they were running their mouth at them. So, but by yesterday, we didn't have but 10. I mean, we jumped one time. So we'll get there, and I think we've got that fixed. And then I thought against Kennedy, you know, we were just a bigger, stronger football team. But for the first time since I've been here, we did not play down to our competition level. We just did our thing and played and got it over with and played well.
Yeah, and that was one of my thoughts too. Is, you know, in the past, it's when you thought going into the game that whether it be 4 defensive linemen pressuring a quarterback, or on the offense, 5 defensive linemen blocking 4, maybe blocking 5 with one blitz guy coming. Yeah. A lot of times you think, okay, we got this team one-on-one.
Right.
That we can beat this team one-on-one, and sometimes we haven't, and that's just been kind of surprising. So yeah, I agree with you. It was nice to see.
Both fronts did real well. We threw the ball well, we ran the ball well, and then we tackled well. And that always helps when you tackle well. And I thought they did a real good job. Your first series, you kind of script out, know exactly what you want to run based on what the defense does. And their first 10-play script was great. I mean, they marched down the field and scored. But then when you had to line up and play against the better team, it kind of got to them after that.
Well, it's always nice for fans to see a lot of kids get in the game. There's parents there that don't generally see their kid get to play a whole lot. So that was nice. And getting out early and then staying up, never got to a point where you thought, well, maybe I should put a few more starters back in. And
there was never a point. In fact, we got 9 JV guys in the other night. So that was good.
Well, that's always a good thing. And hopefully we've got a game or 2 more like that this season and get some good playing time. And I know with these seniors coming down their last few ball games, those games are a little lot of fun. You get to relax and. But yeah, that's interesting. You're talking about the false start penalties and being a little bit undisciplined, and yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was. Of course, from the stands, you can't hear. And Brody told me came on. No, they were yelling motion and yelling the snap count, and we just really hadn't worked on that, and we were having a hard time.
And I'm not going to name names, but it was just 2 guys. It was 2 of the 5. 3 of them never jumped.
Well, when I guarantee you, Freddie Kirk watched film, and they're going to be doing it. They're going to be trying to get us to jump.
What they're good at is going on alternate snap counts and getting the defense to jump.
Yeah.
And we're notorious for doing that too. So yesterday was actually defensive lineup down days. We got those guys to jump about 5 or 6 times. So hopefully we got it fixed this week.
Yeah. When in high school, when you're looking at a lot fewer plays than you see in the college level, when you're looking at 45, 50 a game, a lot of times, when you have 75, 80 yards of offensive penalties to back up that yardage, that's tough. And it will be tough this weekend against Freddie.
Yeah, no, we can't do that. We had 150 yards of penalties the other night. We can't
kind of think, what are you going to see out of them?
They're going to play really hard. They're not near as big as previous Fredericksburg's teams that I've coached against. They got a lot of sophomores that play key roles, and they play them well. They're going to do what they do. They run a lot of RPOs. The quarterback's not the original starter. He got hurt. He does a really good job with it on offense. And, if you get out of your gap, their little running backs will hit it, and they'll go. Defensively, they almost look exactly like us. I mean, the defense is the same scheme. It's pretty much, it's almost identical.
A lot of press coverage.
A lot of press. Well, not nearly as much press coverage. They play some, but a lot of the same stunts and definitely the same alignments. So.
Well, that should be nice. I mean, at least our guys are used to working.
Yeah, we went out Monday to, usually when we do scout defense against us, I'll tell Coach Mack what they run, and I heard him yell, hey, it's our stuff, just line up and run it. Okay, so that was
that's nice. I mean, that's not having to learn a whole new scheme coming in. They throw the ball a lot, or is it?
They're pretty balanced, and they have a lot of tendencies to where if it's 3rd and 5 or less, they're going to run the ball. If it's 5 to 10, they throw the ball. If it's over 10, they run a screen. I mean, you can see it pretty much just kind of play out. Now they execute them real well, and they're hard to stop, but they have a lot of tendencies on offense.
Yeah. Well, one thing I know that you like to do, and watching you for 3 years and stuff, you always like a surprise or two. You got a couple surprises for Freddie Ferguson. You don't tell him. I'm just kind of figuring you.
We have multiple surprises. Yeah. I don't know if we'll run them. Actually, the second touchdown to Taylor last week, I could kick myself for calling it because that was one of the Fredericksburg surprises. But we got a wrinkle off of it this week.
Well, and I always look at those things. Yeah, why didn't you hear that? Why didn't that coach save that for the Texas OU game? Or why didn't he save it for the LSU A&M game? Or why didn't he save it for this big game? But you're also making them respect it too. And so when you scored off that and they see that double reverse coming, okay, is that going to run? We got to throw, and they're a little slower react.
Yeah, exactly. And then, we put in the swinging gate last week for our field goal to extra point, and we worked on it more this week. That's kind of something. Mainly you put that in, even if you don't ever run anything out of it, they have to spend 15 minutes every week to work on it. So, just little things like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's not just necessarily the game. It's also practice, preparation, and time you're spending on it. So. Well, as we're kind of wrapping up the season here, not many JV, freshman, junior high games left. What's the junior high got left this year?
They've got 2 games left. 7th grade is 3-3, the A team. The 8th grade has won 2 games, the A team, and they didn't win any last year. So we got a lot more kids out in that grade, and they're playing a lot better. In fact, 7th grade played last night. They played CC Win last night, and they lost a relatively close one. And then they play next Tuesday here against, I want to say, Del Rio. I can't remember exactly who it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I mean, if you'd like to get out and watch a few of those games, I mean, you've got this week and next week, and they're pretty much
done.
Yeah.
And then they finish against Pearsall at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And the JV kind of same way. They're here. JV and freshmen are here Thursday night.
JV and freshmen are here Thursday night, and then next week Memorial does not have a freshman team, so the JV's going to Edgewood, and the freshmen are going to play back-to-back against Fredericksburg. They're going to go play Fredericksburg next week. And then we finish with Somerset, and I'm hearing Somerset doesn't have a freshman team either. I haven't talked to him, but one of the other coaches told me that. So I'm looking for another freshman game. And those games should be here on that last Thursday.
All right. Well, if Kyle Pence, you're listening, if you want to get out and kind of see what some of the next year's crop looks like, and get a few games left, and we're finally at that time of year where it's enjoyable to sit in the stands. So please get out and do that. I appreciate it, Coach. Any last thoughts or?
I just want to give a shout out to Coach Pritchard and Team Tennis. We had a coaching change. Coach Ramby been here for a long time, and they lost in the 3rd round on Tuesday to a really good Toloso Midway team, one district. Just really proud of those kids. And then cross country. The boys ended up placing 2nd at the district meet, and they're going to regionals, and the girls just missed going to regionals. Coach Libby's done a good job with all them. So super proud of my sports in the fall.
Great. Well, hopefully we wrap up the fall on a strong note and go into winter and stuff and see these college programs continue to build. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.